Stakeholder theory is an idea about how business really works. It says that for any business to be successful, it has to create value for customers, suppliers, employees, communities, and financiers, shareholders, banks, and others, the people with the money.
Proper management structure and management principles, accountability, and ensure that Mumias was run as a modern business enterprise that so as generate the first strategic plan. So basically we involve the employees, we involve the suppliers, and we involve our customers. The bigger problem with sugar is a commodity, and it goes through variations of prices. And when prices are bad, and international prices are bad, farmers probably might not get a good income. Mumias had about 4 varieties. There was N14, there was CEO 1954, and 2 other varieties. And it became fairly apparent that the decrease in productivity in the field had got to do, one, with poor agronomic practices, where farmers were not looking at their crops properly, they were not weeding, and even fertilizers, which we supplied to them on loan, was not being applied to the cane, most of it being sold to maize farmers, both locally and in the commercial maize growing regions of Tanzania. And also, there were certain varieties which were prone to diseases. We decided to remove N14 and replace it with a lot more disease-resistant varieties. With the farmers, obviously, if you increase your productivity, there's more money in it for you. But we went beyond that. We created farmer competitions where the best farmers were getting awards. We started helping the construction of classrooms for their children, but we didn't stop at that. We introduced scholarships for the best students in the cane growing zone, people in Western Province, very, very passionate about soccer. We introduced soccer tournaments, zonal soccer tournaments, where we did give them prizes. And after enough pool of talent had been created, probably that's about the time when we took over AFC. To ensure that the farmers stayed interested in the company and they benefited from the commercial operations of the company, it was decided that 34% of the total shares would be reserved for the farmers. When we joined Mumias, we found there were people who joined Mumias when they graduated from the university. They got there and retired there, and we started attracting different varied people. And we did bring in quite a lot of professionals, people from multinational companies. When you crush cane, you have bagasse, which is a waste. We produce about 1,400 metric tons of bagasse on a daily basis. Previously, we used to have 7 boilers. Then we did produce about 12 megawatts of electricity. I initiated discussion with Kenya Power, and we started selling 3 to 4 megawatts. We did realize that with 1,400 tons of bagasse, we could, so we initiated a feasibility study. We initiated discussions with the EFP and Kenya Power, and we signed a contract. We looked for funding. Cost of the new project was about $65 million US, which was provided by Propaco, which is a French agency. The technology used is an Indian technology using high pressure boilers, and we got a 87 bar 100-ton boiler to produce about 40 megawatts of electricity. We keep 14 for Mumias consumption, and we sell 26 to the national grid. Once you have competent managers to manage the internal processes, then usually the job of the CEO is to weigh off the influence or to manage the influence of the external forces of the organization. And I did form a very, very good working relation with local leaders in such organizations, nascent organizations, fragile organizations like Mumias that have very, very fragile stakeholders, because the level of education, the level of exposure of the farmers is fairly low, and they play a critical part in the supply of the raw materials, and they do consider the organization theirs. They need to be involved as much as possible, they need to be as comfortable as possible, and require somebody who knows the culture of the organization, who knows the culture of the stakeholders, so that you get continuity.
We look at an issue like the environment or safety or many others, that actually we can create shared value. That is, we can create economic value simultaneously to creating societal benefit. And in fact, it's the creating the societal benefit that creates the economic value. And those things are truly shared.
Strathmore Business School was created to develop the business acumen in the industry. And we targeted the medium upper section of corporate life. So we want to build leaders, we want to transform them, we want to tell them that they have the capacity to become players in the globe. The key people we are housing in the business school are the professors. They become key stakeholders, and with them all the staff who support their programs, and then obviously the society. And the society, because that's what we are serving, the common good of society. And here specifically, the main area that we are targeting is how do we develop better business leaders, more competitive business, newer business, food security through agribusiness, better agribusiness practices, their needs in society. We're in the social impact, social entrepreneurship area of institutional building. All right? So our Center for Research on Work and Family does not stand as its own with an end in itself, which is researching on how policies that allow families to grow healthily vis-a-vis the business institution of demand, how that policy can be built, how that framework can be strengthened to ensure that we build both the natural society and the artificial society, we might say the business society. All right? I call it artificial not because it is fake. Most people think artificial is fake. No, artificial comes from artifice, which means that we develop things purely from a human perspective of things. Because there is no way business can grow and families fall, and then we say we are creating a future business environment. No. If we have to build, we have to build the two institutional frameworks, the natural and that we call industry, or in my philosophical way of thinking about it, artificial structures that assist the natural structures of society. So we just don't do things in the olden way MBAs have been held. No, we teach philosophy, we teach ethics, and we try to change the moral framework so that we can reduce corruption. So our main aim is not to produce people who understand what it is to maximize shareholders' wealth. What we do is create great leaders, moral leaders who understand society making money. If you really and truly believe in doing things well through environmental action, through developing your environment, then I only say one thing, that once you use those principles of environmental growth, environmental impact, social impact, then it must have a bearing on your bottom line. So if we built the Green Business School, it's because it was actually giving us business value. We built the green business, cutting down the cost of construction from the market value of more than 1.4 billion to a market value of 0.7 billion. So we reduced the cost of constructing by half. In doing that, we have harnessed rainwater, we have reduced the cost of slabs and structures, we have developed an intelligent design that reduces the amount of material used in a building, yet not reducing or weakening the structure. We have used light, the beauty of nature, to harness our environment within the building to make it more freedom oriented, all right, and not to use energy so much. We are using our wastewater to produce energy that can be used for cooking through biogas. Yeah, it has attracted many partners. The first thing is that obviously we've won 2 accolades of African at the African level. We've won the Global Fund award for green business buildings, and I think we have also won one run by I forget now the organization, but we have 2 awards. We have also now won another award to start the Climate Innovation Center because of our centrality, our focus in green buildings, but also our focus in our programs, our entrepreneurial approach to social impact and environmental impact.